Record, the movie podcast where Sean
and Michael
watch shit, talk shit, and most importantly, eat shit.
Poirot.
We watched A Haunting in Venezia. Starring Kenneth Branagh. That lady from that other movie. The other lady from that other movie. That guy who looked familiar.
The guy.
The
ghost.
The ghost who looked familiar.
Ghost of a girl.
The little kid looked familiar.
She did.
A lot of people.
A lot of little girls just look like the same. You're like, is that the same? Or, no, that's a
all little
one.
Girls look the same.
No offense, but...
No offense to, your culture. all little girls like ponies.
It's true.
I don't want to sound racist, but
it is
all
true.
Little girls.
I think that is... I wonder if you could find one that doesn't.
Yeah.
Write in if you're a little girl.
If you're a little girl and your mother was stampeded and trounced by a large horse, perhaps one of those
That's
like
a good
Budweiser
idea for a
horses
movie.
with what kind of horse is that?
Big one.
Yeah.
Big.
We watched A Haunting in Venice.
A Haunting in Venice, the third installment of the Poirot
cinematic
mysteries cinematic
time.
Universe time.
Poirot Systemies Cinemysteries Magic Times. Starring Kenneth Branagh.
And
directed by Kenneth Branagh.
And
that's
written, based on the book The Halloween Party, written by Agatha Christie. Or, as my brain, when I saw it, I said Christica Agatha. Christica Agatha. That's a good name. I like it.
Maybe that should be your nom de plume for writing mysteries.
Whoa, okay. I like it.
Okay.
I'd love a nom de plume.
Christica Agatha. Abacus.
Kristen Abacus. I love her writing. I've never read one.
It's good.
Really?
I've read the audiobooks.
Oh, do you prefer the books or the movies?
Are we talking about Agatha Christie?
Yeah.
I like the books better than the movies.
I could see that.
Though I will say they both, even though this is almost completely different from the book The Halloween Party, it is the same in that I never have any clue who is going to be the murderer.
Yeah, that's nice.
Just have never had even the concept.
Yeah.
And I'm not even sure that the movies give you a clue.
I don't think... It's interesting. I remember the first one, I was like... I'm not really sure how he knows the answer to this riddle, and then he just knows it.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, cool.
All right.
I guess that was the mystery.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a little tricky.
Yeah.
A little bit.
You know what happens in this movie?
Oh yeah, mystery.
There's a mystery. They're in Venice. It's very pretty.
Ugh.
Poirot has given up. He's on retirement, and he's
done.
like, I'm never going to help you, even if your whole family's dead. Which is one of the first things we see is some guy's like, please, my whole family's dead, help. And then
He's like, I just want my pastries and to be left alone.
And his repayment for wanting to have help with his dead family is a guy trips him.
Yeah. He clotheslines him.
Oh, he does clothesline him. Oh,
yeah,
amazing.
it's pretty good.
By the Italian cop.
Yes. He's a classic. I don't know him or anyone else's name.
He looks so similar.
Yeah.
He's been in something.
He does have a face that you've seen.
And he's been invited to a party by his old Apple friend, whose name is
something.
Tina Fey.
Tia Fia Dia. Those were the three ships that the Pilgrims.
Yes. Plymouth Rock landed on us. What the great Denzel Washington said in his speech in the 60s.
I never heard it.
It's good.
Wow, I gotta check that out.
We didn't land on a Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. That's what he said.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Bitch.
He did say bitch. Which everybody at the time was pretty horrified because they were in church.
Yeah, they were like, whoa, Denzel.
Listen, first of all, how did you get here?
Yeah, how did you get here?
We don't know who you are, or we don't know why you're talking like Malcolm X.
I need to see Equalizer 3 because it's also set in Italy.
Yeah.
The Nun. Okay, what's going on with all these movies?
Maybe there's like some hot tax incentive.
Maybe.
Because, like, for a while, like,
Maybe.
for some reason, the Avengers were in Atlanta
right.
for some reason. And just because Atlanta was like, please make a movie here.
Hey, people think it stands for Avengers. It stands for ATL. Baby.
Yeah. ATL.
I would love to see, because there's a thing right now going on called Cop City in Atlanta.
Yes.
I would love to see the Avengers take down Cop City.
That'd be
sick.
awesome.
Freeze! And then some other dude with ice powers is like, no, you freeze. That'd be amazing. Anyway.
Maybe Mr. Iceman.
Mr. Iceman.
Samuel L. Jackson's character from The Incredibles.
Yeah, Frozone.
Very racist. But that's okay. It's in a kids movie. It can't be racist.
Incredible.
It really is great.
It is. That first one. The second one's great too, honestly.
I hate to say it, but it is. And you know what happens to Hercule Poirot next?
A lot.
His friend Tina Fey, who is a mystery writer, her name's like Ariadne Bunklin things. Everybody's name is Condadindan Brandleton.
Yeah, it's a lot of names that you cannot remember in any way.
Impossible, yeah. She says, hey, I'm the Apple lady, and also you need to come to this party because there's a mystic medium, and she's Chinese. Wow, it's the 40s. We still have this weird Orientalism where we think Chinese people are spooky. And so Poirot's like, shit, you made me feel like shit. You told me I'm old and washed up and I'm fucking worthless. So I'm going to come to this party and I'm going to fix everything.
Solve it immediately.
And he does. Pretty much.
He really does, yeah.
They're at the party. The kids are it's an orphans party, which is a funny concept for a party. They get one nice night on Halloween to get cakes and to run around a terrifying haunted building. And then they just get kicked out.
I love when the little boy who's like, well, I have a dad. The lady's like, oh, get some snacks. He goes, those are for the orphans.
Those are for the orphans.
Dang.
I mean, true.
It's true.
It's nice of him.
Also, it's like, it's at the same, it's nice, but it's also like, oh, but no, those are for them.
He should have said it a little bit louder, too. Yes, those are for the people without a dad.
Yes, I can afford.
And he does kind of look like me. He's like, if I didn't have a mustache, he's like, Father, do you still have PTSD from the war?
Maybe you could play him in the sequel.
Yes.
Haunting of Venice 2, it follows the kid, he grows up. Poirot's way dead.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah, and I'm Poirot now.
Yeah, you've been taken over.
But he still talks like a little child. I am here to solve your mystery. Hello.
Hello.
I got braces so the little split in between my teeth is healed, and now I'm here to solve your mystery. So Hercule's there, and the medium's there. She's played by
Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah.
Yo Mama is back.
Yep. She's great.
She's awesome.
And she is a medium, and she's got. There's so many characters. She's got two friends.
Yeah.
There have to be a lot of characters or else it's too obvious.
Yeah.
But in this, there's so many characters that it's impossible to know.
Yeah, you can't.
But, I guess that's part of the fun.
It is fun.
It is fun. And there's a medium. They're trying to find the dead daughter of the lady who owns the house that is the haunted house.
Yes. I don't know. Her name is crazy.
Yeah.
It's like Bernadizia.
Quandabamba.
I don't know.
And her daughter's dead as hell.
Oh, she's so
she
dead.
drowned the previous year. She was crazy.
Believed suicide, supposed suicide, or was it ghosts?
Or was it ghosts?
We don't know.
Or
some
spoiler alert for the rest of the episode. It could have been other stuff.
Yeah.
And then during the medium's talk, she says, I'm your daughter. And everybody's like, oh, fuck, that sounds just like her.
Oh, my God.
And Poirot's like, fuck this shit. He turns on the lights. He's like, there's a motherfucker in that chimney. And also that motherfucker's got a robot. And the robot types shit on that fucking magical typewriter. And fuck you.
Fuck you. Yeah, he just points at the little boy. Fuck you.
Get some fucking braces. Your teeth suck, you little bitch. That's what he says to the little boy. And the little boy's like, oh, well.
He starts shoving the orphan's treats in his mouth. Eat.
You made them feel like shit, you fucking piece of shit little boy. You are shit.
Big spoiler. Big spoiler. At the end, it would have been great if the lady who takes him into her care, she goes, no, he turns to her and he goes, I'll have those snacks now, I think. That'd be crazy.
And then he drowns her. I was the ghost all along. There's a ghost, but is there? Poirot proves that there isn't a ghost, or does he?
Or does he? You
Because
never
Michelle
know.
Yeoh is like, yeah, actually, I know that we fucked around and cheated, but I actually do see ghosts.
Yeah.
And I know things.
And she's like, what difference does it make if I make it up? You gotta believe in the magic, and the magic comes to you.
Yeah.
It's like, all right.
It's about faith. And how it's all fake. It's kind of one of the main points of the movie, honestly.
Yeah.
Ghosts are not real. God is not real. All you have is this life, and you need to find joy in this life by solving mysteries.
I heard a thing recently where guys like, well, you don't believe in your parents because they exist. Like, you only believe things that don't exist. It's like, oh, that's kind of crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Like
Anyway.
Like space.
Like space. I've never seen it.
Fucking bullshit.
I don't think it's real. I think what they do is they turn off the lights at nighttime. Well, they have a dimmer switch, so it like switches.
Yeah.
And then they put all these, there's like these little.
Sometimes they turn up the orange a little bit. They're like, ooh, yeah, let's.
I love when
let's
they do
make
that.
them smile with this dumb bullshit. Fucking morons.
This will make them forget all the horrible shit they experienced this week. Wow. Oh, yeah, it is so funny.
Isn't nature beautiful?
Oh my God. There must be a God if it's this pretty.
And then, spoiler alert, Michelle Yeoh gets impaled on a statue, which is fucking crazy.
It was wild. From the trailer, I deduced that she probably was the one who died because I was like, she's in it for no time at all. And then I was like, oh, yep.
She definitely does. She there's a statue that's like hanging out like this. Hey. And she goes, ah! And it goes, hey, through her body.
I really wonder, I want to see like a Mythbusters episode. What velocity would you have to be going for it to actually impale through you?
I mean,
I do wonder.
I'm sure it's less if you get it in the right spot.
Oh yeah.
Like if you get it and it hits the ribs, you probably like roll off,
like,
but
ow!
your ribs are probably all broken. But there's less. I mean, it probably has to go through muscle, which is still bad. But
and your spine.
Yeah.
I think she should have fell just straight down.
That's what I would have done if I were her.
Into the hole. That'd be horrible.
Falls to the floor.
Oh, yeah.
Or she catches the hand, and she's like, oh, I'm saved. And then she falls to the floor.
And then she falls to the floor.
I think I just got mail.
Uh-oh, you got mail. Thanks.
And then Hercule Poirot, he locks everybody in because he's like, you know what? One of you motherfuckers did a murder, and I know there's not ghosts, and that's it.
No one is leaving here until I know.
And then I will interview every one of you. And it will go a little bit longer than you wanted to. But it will, it is...
I'm acting kind of weird, but it's because of a mystery I'll reveal later.
Yes. I do not even know the mystery yet.
Yeah.
And so he interviews everybody.
Oh, yeah.
And all of them have a story.
They all do.
There's not one uninteresting person in the whole house. They're all like, oh, yeah, I did this and I did that, and I'm running from the Nazis.
Yeah,
and me, I was in Bergen-Belsen, and I killed some people with milk.
Oh.
And then the little kid's like, Oh, I've been reading Edgar Allan Poe.
I see ghosts too. I would love to edit us into it.
Yeah.
And we're just like, yeah, no, we just heard there was a party. Seemed cool.
Yeah, we're both old orphans.
Yeah.
No one ever wanted to adopt us, so we're just hanging out.
Hanging out.
Essentially, we do a lot of cleaning. We mop and we do the beds. They
don't ask us to. We're just so used to it. We get
free food, so it seems only right.
Oh yeah.
And also, if there's like a little kid who's a bully, we bully that kid.
Yeah.
So he's like, hey, give me your lunch money. We're like, hey, you fucking cocksucker. Give his money back, you little fucking asshole. We're twice as tall as you.
Nothing as rewarding as seeing an adult scream at a child who's being mean to another child.
Yeah.
It's like justice.
Best part of Tar.
Yes.
Some say the only good part of Tar. Just kidding. No, it's pretty good.
That was a little too tar. You went a little too tar there.
I got tarded.
That was a good movie. It's just weird.
Yeah. You know what else was a good movie? It was just weird.
The Haunting in Venice.
Haunting in Venice.
A haunting. Yeah, sorry.
So he interviews everybody, and another guy gets murdered.
Oof.
Wait, who gets murdered first? Oh, yes. The doctor who's crazy, who was in the war.
Yes. Poor doctor.
And he gets murdered, or does he? And then finally, after everyone's been interviewed, Hercule goes, hello, I figured everything out. And he says, you did it, lady.
Yes.
And we find out, spoiler alert, that it was the mommy all along.
The mommy.
She was poisoning her little daughter with hallucinogenic honey.
Yes, I've been trying to find that, but I can't. It's not at the stores.
Tweet at us at Food Courtcast if you know the place to get the hallucinogenic honey.
I want to see ghosts, dude.
Yeah. I want to be fucking terrified. Man, the honey's hitting, man. I'm fucking so scared. I'm rolling, man. They're grabbing me and pulling me into hell. This fucking rules.
This rules, dude.
This honey's great.
I love it.
I'm so fucking scared. What also happens is Hercule realizes that he accidentally has been dosed.
Yeah, that was crazy.
They find some honey in some linen closet, and it is full of hallucinogens.
Yeah.
And they put it in his tea.
He's like,
whoa, why am I seeing ghosts and shit?
Yeah, I turned off the water, but then the water is still on. Spooky.
And then, you know what happens after that? The movie's ends, pretty much.
Ends, yeah.
We find out, actually, at the end, we find out that almost everybody was guilty. It's like, it's another one of those things where almost everybody was guilty.
And sorry.
No.
I do have to say, I do always love that he's like, well, in the light of day, it's not that bad what you did. You didn't kill anybody with honey.
Yeah.
So I guess.
Yeah.
That's
his
good.
His brutal manservant that that clotheslines mourning people. He's like, you know what, you can go free.
You're fine.
And the little boy who was blackmailing a lady whose daughter had died.
Harmless fun.
Yes.
The writer who's trying to dupe him and defame him.
Yes.
It's cool. I do like that their story does not get resolved.
No.
She's just like, I hate you. And he's like, all right, see you later.
Yeah. Peace.
Bye.
I'm going to go be the world's greatest detective again.
Without your help of your dumbass books.
Yeah, your books suck, lady.
JK.
Yeah. And you're the reason that Alec Baldwin is still famous. Without you, he wouldn't have killed that lady. That's what he says to her. and she's like, whoa,
that's
dark.
Shit. Yeah, that was a dark improv.
It is my fault, though. You're right. It is my fault. He would have not been famous anymore if not for me. So technically, I'm at fault.
You know what would be great for this role? Like they're sitting there. Who's that guy who kills?
They're like, you know how Tina Fey was responsible for the death of that lady? Entirely responsible? Well, let's get her.
Yeah, let's get her.
She's got death on her conscience.
But who doesn't?
In this movie, almost no one.
Yeah. In the first one, for sure. It literally was.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
Every
There's
one
everybody.
of those mother effers stabbed that dude to death.
You know what the best part of the movie is, though?
Oh, yes.
What is it?
My favorite part of this movie is that they went for it and made it like a spooky horror fest.
Beef Lamura.
Like a 30s horror.
Yes.
It's not going to scare you, but
It's
it's like, oh, that's fun. Ghost stuff. Even though it's hallucinations, I like that.
Still pretty good, yeah.
That cinematic element of it. I was like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
It just made it fun. And any movie set during Halloween, even if it's in Venice, is pretty good.
Yeah.
I really love movies on Halloween. I just love them.
There should be more movies that are set on Halloween.
I want all my movies will be set on Halloween.
Why haven't they made a new Halloween movie since last year?
I don't know.
Just reboot the franchise.
Yeah.
Every year. Pretty much. I don't care.
I would watch it.
Or do the John Carpenter idea and have it be like an anthology series.
Yes, please.
Every year there's a new Halloween-themed movie.
People got to open their minds. Halloween, not Michael Myers.
Open your mind, Quaid. You know what my favorite part is?
Mm-hmm.
My beef lamb gyro.
Yeah, what's your beef lambe, bro?
I just kind of liked the entire setting.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
It was all very beautiful.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know how much of it was set and how much of it was an actual place.
Oh, true. Because I guess once they're inside,
I would guess a lot of it is real because it seems like all of that detail would be really hard to pull off.
And it would be so nice for the actors. They could just hang out in Venice.
They could just be in a real place.
That'd be awesome.
And it's nice that you see like water and it's moving and there's a boat in it. And you see, people walk around in a place, and there's stuff. You see people inside of a house. I especially liked the design of the deceased girl's room.
Yeah, that was
fucking creepy as hell.
Ooh.
There were like trees on the wall that reached up to the ceiling. And the ceiling and the wall were like there was like an angle. There was no right angles. It was just a curve. So the trees went over the bed, and you can see how if you gave her enough hallucinogenics, she'd be fucking scared.
And her
as hell.
bed's like a cocoon.
Yeah,
it's like ornate cocoon.
Yeah.
I was like, this is beautiful, but I would never ever want to sleep in there.
No, it's just dripping.
Yeah,
every room is dripping.
Ew.
I also liked that the way there were maybe every possible camera angle.
Yeah.
They were like looking at things from really low, really high, super weird.
Yeah,
it's weird. We're up here. We're down here. We're just going everywhere.
People are framed kind of weird sometimes.
Yeah.
You're like, ooh, this is interesting.
Yeah, it was. It did feel like 40s kind of horror movie where it's like the camera angles are supposed to put you off, to make you feel weird, and to make you be like, whoa, I'm all fucked up.
Oh my god.
Oh, there's a face. I quite like that.
Yeah,
I, of course,
fun.
Liked Kenneth Branagh as Hercule
Classic.
Poirot. He
nails it every time. Well, I've only seen it twice, but I didn't see the second one.
Second one's okay.
Yeah. I don't like boat movies.
Yeah.
Get me off the boat. I don't want it.
And I'll be honest, this is a boat movie in the second one where it's clearly not a boat. Like, they're just so clearly a boat set.
That sucks.
All the backgrounds are just like, oh man, this is the lamest. You couldn't go somewhere and just set up a camera and film it.
They couldn't do it. Sometimes it's
honestly
impossible for people.
Tell me this as a member of the community. Is it just impossible to go to a place and film things so that backgrounds look good?
Yeah, I think they figure, well, why make it look good when we could just look like crap?
It does. It truly does seem like that sometimes.
Yeah, my favorite example, I brought it up before, but Justice League, when there's an alleyway that is completely CG.
Yeah.
I was like, you couldn't find an alley? There's plenty of them.
Isn't there like an entire back lot where they have alleys?
Alleys, build an alley.
Yeah.
Why? Why would
It's so weird, especially when it's like stuff in the background that is really not important. Like in the second movie,
Yeah.
there's stuff that is not important to the plot necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a boat is going by stuff, and it just you watch someone walking and talking, but the whole time you're like, why does the back look like that?
Yeah.
Why is the boat floating past a video game?
Yeah. Why is
It's really strange for in 1942
Yeah.
for the boat to float past a huge video game. When they could send 3 guys with a camera to Egypt
Yeah.
and just have them float down a river for one day.
Yeah, that'd be great. And then you can still composite it. That's fine.
Yeah.
But, like, at least it would be real.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Hey, sorry.
It is a bummer. But I did applaud this one. There's, like, very minimal effects.
Yeah.
There's some stuff with the ghost a little bit, but nothing crazy. I was like, oh, this is great. I love
there's
it.
just people and they're in places.
Yeah, and there's stuff happening.
And there's do you think the puppet show was an effect, or do you think they really did that
I
puppet
think
show?
they did
I hope they did it.
think so. I think they did that
It looked
puppet
really
show.
cool.
Yeah, I was like,
That's another cool
ooh.
thing. There's a cool puppet show. You know, they have the backlit and they have the little what
Cutouts,
is that? Yeah,
paper puppets.
the paper puppets. The paper puppets. And okay. So Branagh as Poirot
Yes.
is very silly.
Oh, the moment you see him, he's
Just
like
so
out in his
silly.
garden, but he's got these weird shoes on that, like, I guess so he doesn't get dirty.
I think they're to protect his shoes.
Yeah.
Like he's got little canvas sacks that are tied around his regular
Sacks.
shoes, and it looks like he has like a shaving brush
Yes.
that he's using to like brush off his flowers.
All
It's
his
just
plants.
completely ridiculous,
his kale.
man.
Keep his kale clean.
He just looks so silly, and he's
Yeah.
great.
I love it.
And it's
honestly,
quite funny.
yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
It is fun. I always like when they explore his character and his
Yeah.
quirks. I feel like sometimes in the mystery, you're like so caught up in it. I wish we got more time with his little goofiness because he is. Yeah, he's just a funny character, and I like him. Big fan.
I like that it's so funny.
yeah.
It's quite funny.
It has some good bits.
I don't remember any of them.
No, not at all. But there's some good stuff between him and Tina Fey, which is
Yes.
fun.
Yes.
Which I really liked. Until she turns evil, then you're like, okay,
Spoiler alert.
you're mean.
Yeah, she is mean.
You're like, geez. She's
and
like,
rude.
you'd be nothing without my books. Like, okay, dude, chill out.
Actually, I would be still the world's
Yeah.
greatest detective. I just people wouldn't be bothering me so much. You fucking
bitch. Yeah.
I hate you, Tina Fey.
I hate you, Tina Fey. Tina Fey.
Tina Fey.
Tina Fey.
What
I
else
really
is-
liked the.
yes, lay it on me.
I loved all the Venetian. No, is it? How do you say
Venetian?
it?
Yeah.
It is. Okay.
For some reason, I thought you were going to say Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel's
loved the
cameo
Vin Diesel.
was awesome.
Hey guys.
He knocks on the door and they open it. He's like, "Oh, sorry, wrong house," and then he leaves.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I was like, "Wow."
And then it's part of the Fast cinematic universe.
Yeah.
And in the next one, Hercule Poirot comes from the past to solve,
The mystery.
and he fights Jason Momoa, or he uses his intellect
Yes, to defeat.
to stop Jason Momoa.
Yeah, he can. He. They need someone who can get ahead because in the last Fast and the Furious, Jason Momoa is
They were
always
behind,
a step
man. They were
ahead.
behind.
So now they need Poirot to be a step ahead.
It's brilliant.
And they'll even age him up to match the time.
Oh, yeah.
So he'll be like, "Oh, let me tell you." And-
He's like rolling in a little chair. Hello, monsieur.
But they put nitrous on it so it can like when he like chases.
Yeah, he's got a big NOS button, and he just goes. And then,
And when he arrives, he's going so fast he's just a skeleton.
and they have to pick up his skin, which is behind him, and they put it back on him.
That'd be wild.
Hello, Miss Gal Gadot.
Yeah, they're just holding limp skin.
How come you are in this movie?
Yes, you're very beautiful, but
Why?
I'm never sure if you can actually act.
You don't do any acting, do you? But you are not as bad as... Who is the blonde lady?
Lady,
She is the
Alison
worst.
Brie,
She is the very
Captain
worst.
Marvel.
We were talking about this during the trailers. We're not going to put a poll up, but you can do a mental poll. Who is worse? Now, Awkwafina is occasionally good, but also incredibly annoying.
Yes.
But Alison Brie, this is just of female actors.
Yeah, we're only doing that.
Alison Brie is the worst, but she's not particularly annoying. She just, like, despite being super hot, she almost leaves your mind as you're watching her. Like, she can't be seen because she's offering so little. Oh, wow.
And
I'll handle this.
well, it's like, she's one of the few people where, like, I've seen her in interviews, like, say she's, like, the disdain for being that role.
Yeah.
And, like, and I get it, because people obviously didn't like it.
Yeah, of
but
course.
it is funny. It's like, well, yeah.
You're
this
just
is
not
what
trying.
Yeah.
You just are not trying.
I do like her in Scott Pilgrim, but her character is, like, devoid of emotion on purpose. So you're like, oh, cool.
Maybe that's what she's meant for.
Yeah, we gotta get you more roles like that. I never saw Room, though. Maybe you're good in
Maybe
that.
she's good in that.
Yeah.
You know what? Get her a role as, like, a merciless killer.
Oh, that would be good.
They always try to be like, hey, you should do some quips or something. Maybe she's not good at quips.
Yeah.
There are plenty of people who aren't good at quips. I mean, most of them aren't successful actors.
No, some of them are. Some of them make their whole career off of quips.
Yeah.
And they do too many quips.
Yeah.
And you wish they would quit the quips.
Like Hercule Poirot. Quit it with the quips.
I did like one time Tina
Ooh.
Fey goes, Hercules.
She does call him Hercules. Hercules.
Hercules.
She says Hercules.
Oh, there's also the screen they show the puppets on.
Oh,
It
yeah.
flies away like a ghost. And I was like, that is fun.
It's fun. It's really
like,
fun.
that's just good old fun.
I'm going to start talking about the bad things.
Oh, yeah, we're switching into bad time. Oh, I will say one more good thing.
Say
though.
it.
The chandelier falling.
Oh.
They're like talking about like believing and whatever. And then the chandelier just explodes and crashes. And they don't ever explain that. It just
No.
kind of happened.
Well,
He tries
Yes,
to, but it's like
I think he's right.
the timing, though.
The timing's good.
The timing.
He's like, but this is a movie. This is why the timing
it's
is
all
so
fake.
good.
They made that happen.
Yes, there was a grip. He was upstairs, and he let go, and then it fell.
That's how it works.
But it is throughout the chandelier, sometimes they wander past it, and it's just like sitting there, and it looks like weird white snakes and it looks like very cool and creepy looking.
There's a good clock that's creepy.
Yes.
With a snake on it.
There's lots of stuff that just looks old. Maybe it's not
Yeah.
old, but there's lots of stuff that looks old. There's like an old painting on the wall that has like over time begun to fall apart. There's just some ladies
Yes.
and it's just lots of cool old decrepit stuff in this house.
Yeah, there is, man. And there's something really decrepit in the basement.
Oh.
And that leads me to my low main.
Is this your low main? It's really bad.
There's a scene where Poirot, he says, I need to go to the basement. And
Everybody's like, what the fuck? There's no fucking basement.
yeah, dude.
Oh, this is a good part though.
And he's like, clearly, this painting that looks like a wall is...
that painting is kind of
It's
so he's
awesome.
running down a hallway and he gets to is like a foreshortened painting
Yeah.
of the hallway going
It tricked
forever.
me. I thought it was a
which
really
is
long
really
paint.
cool.
Yeah.
And then after that, it maybe gets less good.
Yeah, he kicks it open.
Some people
It's
are
like,
saying,
ooh, is this going to be like Barbarian? We're going down. What
yeah.
if the Barbarian monster?
"Oh, that'd be great." Baba.
There is a Baba in this. It's a little
Oh,
bunny.
yeah.
That would have been amazing.
Whoa. Zach Kreger, if you're listening, is your name Zach Kreger?
He grabs Poirot like the dude at the beginning, just smacks
That'd be awesome. It just rips his mustache off.
Yeah.
Oh,
Run!
my mustache.
My mustache.
Oh,
I'm not symmetrical.
sacre bleu. So he's in the basement.
So he's in the basement. And there's like all these. It's really tragic. It's not funny. All the kids got locked down there because the doctor was like, they're just too sick. I can't help them.
Yeah, they don't really explain that. But like, he just, they really did lock some kids in the basement.
They're sick. So all the kids died down there. So that's why there's all these ghosts.
There's also a big pile of 40s kids toys.
Yeah, you're like, damn.
Which are like
and rats
sad.
everywhere.
Yeah, rats.
Ooh. But there's like this banging happening with this beam against the house. Yeah. But at one point, the skeleton, like something hits the house, I guess, and makes the skeleton move, and it's like, and the mouth opens and bugs shoot out, and it just was like too much. It was like, this is goofy, and he doesn't really react to it. He's just like, bugs, which you would think he would be like,
oh fuck out.
He's like high on honey, but it just looked really silly to me. I was like, what the fuck? It felt like a Mummy effect, like in the Mummy, like him like opening his mouth and the flies come out. I was like, what? But hey, maybe if you're an expert on bugs, do bugs like to nest inside of skeleton mouths of children?
If you are an
Imadamatinash,
please tweet at us at Food Court Cast and let us know if real bees, after they have left a skeleton or after they've left their home in a skull, look like CG. Is that what in real life do bees look like really poor CG?
I always think people think they can they must just think they can get away with it. They're like, bugs they look weird. Well, they can be fake. They never look good fake.
Very rarely.
Oh my god, what was the movie? A Crimson Peak. There's like a scene with like ants eating a butterfly, and it is, even back then I was like, what the it just it wasn't those moments. Oh, I'm in a video game now. Yeah. We've completely left reality.
It's strange. It's honestly odd. Most of the worst parts of this movie are effects parts.
Yeah, I agree.
Like VFX parts.
Yeah.
There's even one especially weird one. There's a few times when it works, but there's one time when he's like looking in a mirror and he's really freaking out, he being Hercule Poirot. He's looking into a mirror. He's having like a real honey freak out. And he's like seeing the little girl, and the little girl's like, yes, I'm telling you all the stuff that happened. You're solving the mystery. And then like there's like a ghost that comes towards her, but it's one of those things where like the way they create the effect doesn't look like the thing is coming towards you. It looks like they're just simply enlarging the thing.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things where it looks like they're just pinching and zooming.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it just looks so clearly like an effect. Yeah. And then the mirror breaks, and it's like one of those things where
it was
like
bad.
There's so many pretty good like there's lots of like low grade jump scares that aren't really like but are just like ooh, we're getting spooky. Like it's like fun. Yes. And that one's just like, oh, it just looks fucking stupid.
And it just kind of didn't make sense. And there's no consequence to it. Like he punches the mirror, but it's like it doesn't really play at all. You're like, what? Okay.
Yeah, why did that happen?
He just goes about his business. Like, all right.
It did make me think of a few times that were good.
Okay, all right.
I'm back to good.
Back to the good, baby.
There is a moment very near the end when the mother is ready to kill. This is the murderous mother who has killed not one, not two, but three people. She has her, I don't know, little scrapey. It's a little rake. It's a tiny little, really sharp rake.
Yes.
And she's ready to kill Poirot.
Oh.
But then there's a lightning strike.
Yes.
And we see her daughter.
Her ghost daughter.
That was a good thing.
Like,
that was a really good bit.
Spooky.
And thank goodness they didn't do it again.
Yeah, it was just the one.
It's just the one.
You're like, oh.
And then later, after she falls off, we see her body slowly floating down into the water. And then they sort of reveal the ghost's daughter pulling her down.
That was really nice.
It was cool.
It was very like poetic and beautiful. I was like, oh, that was really nice.
It happens a lot more than you really need it to in this movie, where it's just like, this is kind of a, just a fun, silly movie. But there's a few moments where it's like, oh, that's like, hey, congrats on the good filmmaking.
Yeah,
like you just made it cool and interesting. And also just the way the effect goes. I mean, I'm sure that was simply they were holding hands and then they used effect to reveal the fact that she was there. But it just works really well.
I was like, oh, wow.
Like the reveal of her looks kind of ghostly but simple.
Yes.
And you just see her pulling her down and you're like, oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
That's poetry.
Yeah, I really liked that bit. I thought they did a great job with it. I liked when they were showing her killing everybody too. Like it was kind of brutal. Like she finds her daughter dead because the house lady, I don't know what you call it, the maid lady, she like put more honey to help the girl, but did not knowing it was gonna just fucking overdose her.
Yeah.
And so the mom finds her and like loses it, so she like grabs the rake and just like I was like, oh my gosh, this is intense. And then when it shows her like hit Poirot of the head and she's like, oh, wrong guy, sorry.
Oopsie.
I'm glad she didn't just straight up kill him.
Yeah.
That's good.
A little bit of a different story.
Yeah, but then she just her killing Michelle Yeoh, I was like, holy shit.
Yes.
She just throws her against the wall, boom, throws her over, and they just fully show it. I was like, oh.
It's a really good like kind of Texas Switch style thing where they show somebody jump. I mean, I don't know how they stitched them together, but they show somebody jump.
Yes.
And then they like swing a little whip pan down to Michelle going like,
yeah.
And it's really, really effective.
She's good at going,
It's really, really effective.
Very.
I think in general, even though they had to do things that I didn't necessarily want them to do, just because a lot of the interviews just seemed to go on forever.
That was another downside.
Like sometimes it's just like, well, we don't need to know their entire life story.
No, there was one where he was talking to the little boy, like right outside the bathroom, and I was like, all right, enough, let's move on.
He's a precocious little boy, but he's annoying.
I did like that they discover the mystery of like Tina Fey and the I wish I could know their names. It sounds so silly. Tina Fey and the Italian bodyguard.
Yes.
that they were doing something, but it wasn't like the main mystery. I was like, okay, that's nice.
Yeah, they it's one of those things that they reveal, and then you're like, oh, did she do the murder? And then quickly somebody else. I don't know. I think someone dies almost immediately.
Yeah, well, I can tell the doctor.
The
doctor dies by his own hand. That part was crazy.
Oh, that part was so fucked up.
So the mom, she's like, I know your son's been blackmailing me. I'll kill him if you don't kill yourself. And he's like, all right, I'll do it. And he just takes a dagger, sticks it on the wall, and it slams himself in it. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That would be awful.
I mean,
can you imagine?
I would do it with such precision that it wouldn't even hurt. But
as a doctor, maybe, he just was like, this will kill me.
I'll put it right between.
That would have been a great twist. I'm a doctor, so I stabbed myself where I knew it wouldn't kill me, so the son wouldn't have to not have a dad. That would have been a good.
Yeah.
But he's just dead.
He's just dead.
Yeah.
He was so sad.
I was like, oh. But he was really, really intensely traumatized.
He's very troubled.
Yeah.
It turns out, at least according to him, that the Holocaust gives you bad dreams.
Yeah.
It makes you sad. Apparently killing people with milk.
Yeah.
Is this a real story?
I don't know.
Tweet at us if you are a World War II or Holocaust expert.
Yeah.
Actually, don't tweet at us if you're a Holocaust expert, because that has bad under and overtones. But if you're an expert in World War II, and that also tends to include
an expert that believes that it happened.
Yeah.
Is
that's ideal. Yeah. But he says that there were like people and they were trying to give them milk, but maybe just like they were so starved that they couldn't handle the milk.
So I was very confused by it, but I was like, oh, this sounds
that sounds bad.
Ugh, war is just, I don't know if y'all know this, but war is just not great.
Well,
I don't like it.
I know we usually agree on things, Michael, but the thing I like about war is it pits us against people who are very similar to us. They're like we get to get poor people.
Yeah.
And we go, yeah, those poor people they're the worst. They're commies. And the people who we say that to are like, I don't entirely understand what a commie is, but I hate them.
I hate
and
them.
then they go and they blast them. And then they blast each other.
You know what?
And that's great.
rarely does someone, switch me to their side, but I get it now.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
You fucking commies!
I'd rather die a capitalist than live as a commie.
On my knees.
On my knees with, like universal income and healthcare. But I'd be on my knees, dude.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
I ain't sucking no cock.
Not in my America.
Not in my mouth. Yeah.
Even Poirot was cursed by the wars.
Yeah.
He has ghosts that haunt him too.
I did like when the medium Michelle Yoshi goes, Catherine, and he goes, how do you know that name?
He goes, hey, my wife.
My wife. Did they ever explore what happened to her? Or?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
Something bad.
Something bad.
I also, I'm done talking about this movie mostly.
Yeah, it was fun. I liked it. I had a good time.
I had a good time. It's weird because if I talk about it too long, I'll complain about it a lot and I'll maybe like it less. But just watching it was like a nice time.
I think I like it the most of all of them.
Wow.
I've only seen 2 of them.
Okay.
I like the first one, but...
First one was fun.
The first one has one of the worst line deliveries ever.
Ooh.
Where this guy's like choking Poirot and he goes, why aren't you dead yet? I was like, this is bad.
Yep.
But and this one doesn't have that. So that puts it above for me. And brutal death.
You heard it here first. A Haunting in Venice, the very best Hercule Poirot movie.
I didn't see the second one, but I don't watch boat movies.
The very best of the Hercule Poirot movies that he has watched.
Yet.
Which doesn't include, the other incarnations like the TV show.
True. I don't know anything about those.
We don't need those.
But I love the ending with like, I'm reinvigorated.
Oh, that part's great.
Eating baked goods. I'm going to help you out. It was fun.
It's really good.
That's my favorite part of like whodunits is like people planning. Like that was like it reminded me kind of like Glass Onion. Like back and forth. Like okay, how are we gonna plan that? Like I love seeing that stuff.
Yes,
it's fun.
People on the internet seem to either think that this is an abomination or that they should last forever. There should be more and more.
More and more.
I want more and more.
I think they're fun. I think they're harmless. It's just like a good time.
I would like all movies to be the best movie ever.
Yeah.
But if all movies can't be the best movie ever,
at least be this.
I would be fine if they were just like a fun, like romp with some violence and some really like good jokes.
Yes.
And it looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
They're in a place. They move the camera around a little bit. They pointed at weird things. I like that kind of movie.
I like that kind of movie.
You know what other kind of movie I like?
Other ones that we watched this week.
Which brings us to a segment we like to call Pan Express presents Express Yourself about the movies you watched this week. Play the theme.
It's time for the Panda Express because we got something to express about the things we watched this week. That was a new version.
I liked it that it was Caribbean.
I tried to change.
And then German.
I wanted all nations to come together in one. That's why I'm here.
That's what the show is for. Is we're here to bring people together.
I'm not a cultural appropriator. I'm a cultural aggregator. I bring them together so that we can hold hands and operate in harmony.
Yeah.
So suck on that, you fucking...
Suck on that, you fucking Nazis.
Nazis, yeah. You did not see that coming.
Did you?
Bitch.
What did you watch this week?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I've watched 2 movies. Do you want me to tell you them both or one and back and forth?
I want to hear one of them. There's one that has a story attached to it.
Yes, and I'll tell that one last.
Okay, so tell me the bad story first and then the good story second, please.
So I saw a movie at the Belcourt with my sister and my sister-in-law.
Oh.
Bottoms.
I heard this was pretty good.
I really liked it.
Okay.
It, of course, has some stuff, but it was really fun and, like, very violent and silly. I liked it a lot. Thumbs up.
Is there hot nudity?
There's no nudity that I can remember. I'm sorry.
How is there no nudity in this movie?
In high school, so it's... I get it.
These people aren't really
there
in high
is
school.
a sex scene, but it's mostly like you just kind of see it start.
Okay.
You don't really get
It's too bad.
it going. Sorry. But there's a lot of blood, a lot of explosions.
I love blood and explosions. Okay, you talked me into it.
Yeah, I liked it.
watched that
I thought it
movie.
was fun. I was like, this is a good time.
I'm going to do my in-betweeners.
Ooh.
I actually have two, but since you have the best story, I'll just tell mine. I saw, also at the Belcourt, if you're ever in Nashville, head on over to the Belcourt. Try to see one movie because 2 movies is too much for your body.
Yeah,
The seats are not
the
great.
seats will wreck you.
But I had to see 2 because they were playing... They're doing a Friedkin Fest.
Oh, they freaking
for the late dear departed William Friedkin, and we watched 2. We watched French Connection.
Oh yeah,
and To Live and Die in L.A.
Hell yeah,
both
bitch.
Classics.
Oh yeah,
2 great movies.
Great
Great together. They were just so fun to watch with an audience. We were having a great time. Though I was surprised at how much French Connection played comedically.
Interesting. I never seen
There
it.
were a lot of laughs.
Whoa,
and it is a pretty funny movie,
Yeah.
but I don't think of it as like a really funny movie.
Yeah, like laugh out loud.
But it was getting lots of laughs.
That's good.
And sometimes they were warranted.
Other times
Other times it was like, well, that isn't that funny. That was there's a guy just driving really fast, and that's not funny. That's scary.
That's
Someone's driving 100
we're
miles an hour.
so just like fucked in the head at this point as a society that sometimes things that are scary we're like, that's funny.
Yes, absolutely.
We're just looking. I
don't think we have the balls to be scared. I think it takes more balls to be scared.
I think so.
Sometimes when something is scary, you just go, ha ha, me? I'm not afraid of that.
Everyone's too busy memeing when they should be screaming.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Check out Pulse. Check out Pulse.
You'll be scared out of your...
Kiyoshi Kurosawa's Pulse. Pulse. Check out Pulse. It's good. But we can't all have the best story. Only one of us.
My second panda is one of the movies you saw, To Live and Die in L.A. I went last night with former I can't talk anymore. I think I had some of that honey, man. I'm seeing ghosts. The room is spinning.
Fucking co-host.
Co-host, dude. Co-host, John Burr.
John Burr.
And I was loving it. I was like, I remembered I had seen it before. I think you maybe showed it to me.
Maybe.
And I was like, I forgot how good this movie is. It's crazy.
So insane.
It's wild. I mean, some of it, there are moments where people were like laughing inadvertently.
Yes.
There was some just like crazy shit where you're like, what?
Well, I think one of the reasons that one gets a whole lot of laughs is because it's like, to me, it's almost like a film noir script set in the modern day. So like things that would work in like some hard-boiled 40s movie seem so insane
like,
in just like a guy from the 80s.
Yeah, and like the lead guy is just so like wild.
Just the worst dickhead
like, jumping
ever.
over stuff, like spinning around. He like hops into rooms on his like like crouching, like he's like so insane. And he's just a dickhead, like
just
he's so
an
mean.
asshole.
You're just like, he's breaking the law. He doesn't give a shit. You're like,
he's like, yeah, listen, I know I come over to your house and fuck you, but I will not help you.
I will not.
No matter what, I won't fucking help you.
Holy crap.
So,
the way I help you is by not throwing you in jail. You're like,
oh, okay.
All right.
Well, I'm going to want my key back, please, because you suck, dude.
You suck.
I hate you.
You really, really suck. But so here's the problem.
Oh no.
It was going great. I was like, oh, this is so good. I'm having a blast. We get to a scene. Spoiler alert. The scene where he's going to rearrest John Turturro.
Yes.
And I gotta say, the music in this movie, amazing. It's
rules.
Like all the cues, you're just like, whoa. Sometimes it's sounds you've never heard in your life. You're just like, what is that?
Yeah.
It's a synthesizer.
Yeah. And it also really, you totally understand Nine Inch Nails when you watch this soundtrack, because it's like, oh, that's much of the Nine Inch Nails sound is like this kind of really distorted, insane drum machine stuff.
Yeah, it's wild. I was like, whoa. Yeah. There's one where it's like, and I was like, whoa, what is happening? It is wild. But I brought up sound for this very reason. He gets to the door, the sound completely cuts out. And we're like, I was like, whoa, is this some crazy, like, oh, the tension because the sound is gone for once. No, the sound compressor apparently died or blew up or something. And so there was just no sound, and the movie just kept playing for like 10 minutes, and people were going to tell, and then it finally cuts off, and this lady comes in, she's like, so, yeah, there's no way that's going to be fixed tonight, we can just give you free tickets. And she was like, there's like 17 minutes left. I'm sorry. And
that sucks.
Like, dang it. Because we were like in it. We were having a great time. So that was brutal. But I did get a free ticket to
That's
the
great.
Court.
I don't want to change your life, Michael, but I do own it on Blu-ray if you want to watch the last 17 minutes.
There we go. That's a great idea.
Thanks so much for watching us and listening to us on Food Court Movie Podcast. We love to talk about movies. Let us know what movies you want to watch. Coming up in October is Carpentober, the very final Carpentober. So if there's any remaining Carpentober movies you must see, let us know.
Please.
It's probably going to be The Fog and, some other good ones.
Some other goodies.
But we might watch a terrible one. Who knows?
We love
tweet
that.
at us if you want to watch us a Carpentober movie. Yes. On behalf of Michael Hampton, I'm Sean Parrott saying to you, bon appetit.